Kwa hivyo we shall export mande ya fisi.
Raila has now lost 5 times when contesting for the presidential seat. Ruto became the 5th president, making him the 3rd deputy president in Kenyan history to become the president.
Results from certain constituencies had not been announced.
However, that came with controversies. The 4 of the 7 election commissioners or the Cherera 4 contested the results because of 0.01%.
President-elect to be varied under Article 143 of the Constitution.
The Supreme Court, however, dismissed the claims. Raila, however, was not the only person to have drama during the elections. Bahati had a share of his own. It started with him fighting and crying for a nomination to vie for Mathari Member of Parliament, a contest he lost. Still on the Bahatis,
I dated someone who used to pay my rent. Nilikuwa na mtu wa kunilifanyia shopping ya nyumba. Nilikuwa na mtu wa kunibaya manguo.
Talking of using your body for money, Mary Lincoln, the gospel musician, had a similar drama, and boy was it embarrassing. Around October, Mary Lincoln's nude pictures leaked online and Twitter had a field day. To provide some context, it is said that she used to get on a video call with a certain man fully naked. In exchange, the man would pay for her rent, which is around 35,000. After the whole fiasco, she went to church to repent. However, Mary is not the only Kikuyu lady to embarrass herself. Nyamu, who is a senator by the way, made news a few weeks ago after she got drunk in Dubai and went on to have an altercation with Samido's wife.
Guys, kwani jana kuliendaje?
For those who are not familiar with the two, Samido is Nyamu's baby daddy, but after they separated, Samido moved on to a new woman.
Pombe sio supu.
Still on failed relationships, let's get to the darkest news this year. On October 21st, it was reported that a girl has jumped from a top building in Nairobi, Roysambo. Yesterday night, she had an argument with her girlfriend. Today at around 6:56 a.m., they went to the 8th floor holding Gilbey's, a brand of alcohol, took her shoes off and jumped off. Her last words were, "I love you." It was later discovered that the girl was King Alami, Notiflow's ex-girlfriend. Miraculously, Alami survived, although at a cost of losing her hand. Let's shift from Kenya to Uganda. General Muhoozi, the son of President Museveni, wrote a simple but outrageous tweet. "It wouldn't take us, me and my army, 2 weeks to capture Nairobi. After our army captures Nairobi, where should I live? Westlands? Riverside?" What followed was heavy ridicule from Kenyans until his father came to his rescue. I ask our brothers and sisters to forgive us for tweets sent by General Muhoozi. 48 hours after putting that tweet, he was stripped of his duties by his father. That is not the only time Muhoozi was trending. December of 2022, the hashtag #ForHeadMuhoozi was trending on Twitter. The hashtag was referencing to Charlene Ruto, the daughter of the president, after these videos surfaced online.
Trade and investments at the office of the first daughter.
Leave my daughter Charlene alone. No, these are kids, they are just, they are just being children.
To another youngster making news,
Omanyala, look at that, loving it.
Ferdinand Omanyala became the first Kenyan to ever win a gold medal in 100-meter race. Let's move from making news for the right reasons to making news for the bad reasons. If there's someone who would wish to forget this year, is Sammy Boy, a Kenyan forex trader who sells boats which go for around 10,000 Kenya shillings, which barely work. But that was not his biggest scandal yet. A few years back, before all the fame, money and glamour, Sammy Boy was just a broke guy looking to earn some cash. So he sought to look for it in the most bizarre way that came to haunt him later, Chatubate. It is an adult site, sort of OnlyFans, that he joined in 2016. When it was first reported that there are pictures of him bare naked, he blamed it on Photoshop and haters. However, as the evidence got more and more stronger, he had to admit it.
I'm not even trying to justify what I did, but it made me strong.
Sammy Boy is not the only influencer to have fraud allegation. XTN released a detailed statement about how the Pluto scammed him and his followers with Paperflex, a cryptocurrency business that flopped. And although XTN had a year to forget, the same cannot be said for Ibrahim. Huku Yues is probably the most famous line of the year after Ibrahim had a year to remember. He was not the only Kenyan creator based in UK who stole the headlines.
Mimi nimemtolea umse taun mbili. Taun ngapi? Taun mbili. After the show namtumia taun mbili. Kama kuna namba yake mnitafuta.
Still on Kenyans in diaspora, Miguna made the much anticipated return to Kenya after he was exiled back in 2016 for swearing in Raila as the president. However, not all Kenyans overseas had the best year. Most Kenyans working in the Middle East, especially Saudi Arabia, are living in misery. From the video of a Kenyan lady breastfeeding puppies to Diana Chepkemoi, who returned to the country after near escape from the jaws of the death in the hands of her brutal employer. However, the same cannot be said for Beatrice Waruguru, who left the country back in 2020 only to return 2 years later in a coffin with both her eyes and breast missing and her hands broken. That was not the only controversial death that hit the country. Kenyan police were on the spotlight after they shot and killed a Palestine journalist fleeing his country. Kill a Cop was a hashtag that trended for quite some time after a video recorded back in 2017 showed a policeman in civilian clothes spraying bullets to 2 unarmed people. When insecurity had peaked in the country, a Kenyan policeman shot, killed and robbed a Machakos student. In the wake of the news, comrades at Machakos University took to the streets to protest, but the protest turned sour because a stray bullet from police killed another comrade. Still on controversial deaths, the famed rally driver Asad Khan died under mysterious circumstances, with many pointing the finger at his girlfriend at the time, Maxine Wahome. And although Asad's death may be a controversial one, the same cannot be said about Helen Wendy's demise. This is because she died live on her Facebook stream after she drowned in a swimming pool only 10 minutes into the stream. The head of the state was present at the World Cup final and was even pictured with the FIFA president Infantino. That is not the only time Ruto was outside the country. When the Queen died, Ruto and other heads of state traveled to England to lay her to rest. However, what had people talking was after African leaders who traveled to London were pictured all inside a bus. His deputy also had a share of his own moments, which explains why he is the most searched local personality of 2022.
Something sounding more easy, more melodious, and called me Riggy G.
Let's jump from the most popular man of 2022 to the third most popular person, Professor Wajackoyah, a man with 17 degrees. Wajackoyah jumped into fame after he declared he would be vying for the presidential seat. However, his manifestos are what had people talking.
That's a place which can yield bangi.
Kwa hivyo we shall export makende ya fisi, dog meat, pamoja na fisi.
We are also introducing snake farming in this country.
Let's shift from a man who aspires to be a president to the man who was once the president. I'm talking about Mwai Kibaki. He died in 2022. Uhuru is back on Twitter after he was bullied off the app by Kenyans on Twitter.
Hata Twitter mnaona na hiyo mimi niliondoka huko. Hii kitu ni bure, ni matusi tu, hakuna kitu kingine inaendelea.
Talking of KOT, they had a field day when Liz Jackson, ISPM Buzz reporter, was recorded taking down Alfred Mutua's number. Still on failed relationships, Corazon Kwamboka and his baby daddy Frankie split because he was too broke that they were eating doma for breakfast. And to say Kenyans felt attacked was an understatement. Anita Nderu dropped a trailer, not pictures, a trailer for her pregnancy, and Kenyans for once appreciated the efforts. Still on entertainment, Country Queen is the first Kenyan series on Netflix to be shot, produced and starring Kenyans. The Kenyan movie industry is making the right steps. Talking of making the right steps, if there's a Kenyan man who knows about steps, is Eliud Kipchoge. Once again, he broke his own record by 30 seconds. Whatever Messi is to football, Kipchoge is to marathon. Kipchoge was not the only man who put the country on the map.
This man's face has become an international sensation. His memes are flying all across the internet and people are sharing his memes from Nigeria to Liberia, the US to UK.
Captain Ruth, a Kenya Airways pilot, managed to land a plane during a storm, a stunt that other pilots failed. Eric Omondi and his girlfriend Lynn had a miscarriage. This came months later after he posted the pictures of his ex-girlfriend Chantel after being assaulted by her boyfriend. Still on comedians,
amenipiga ngumi mbele ya OCPD, mbele ya Mike Buvi Sonko. Amenipiga ngumi mbele ya inside the police station. I'm bleeding.
Another one.
Two men of God, DJ Mo and Ringtone, held a boxing match at Size 8's album launch. From the chairman of gospel to the heads of the government, Meru MCAs tried to impeach their governor Kawira Mwangaza only 64 days after she took the seat.
The committee has found all the allegations against the governor not to be substantiated.
Lionel Messi was not the only man to create memories at Qatar World Cup because a Kenyan man, Abubakar, or the Metro Guy, had a share of his own.